What's good, YouTube? I'm Marcus. Welcome back to the Twisted Barbell channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm a little excited because in my possession I have a new piece of equipment in the home gym, one that I was reluctant to get, and one I made a bold statement that you don't really need. And that is a Rackable Easy Curl Bar. Back in August, I went to Rep Fitness's East Coast showroom grand opening. Having the opportunity to get my hands on this in the showroom made all the difference because I was easily convinced. So let's talk about why I'm excited by this piece. First of all, this is my first stainless steel bar, but that's not the only reason. There's a lot going for this bar. There are plenty of Rackable bars out there, but the one thing that I like about this that kind of sets it apart for me is the fact that it's stainless from end to end. Stainless shaft, stainless sleeves, and it's done very well. But it's a 74-inch bar from end to end, and it has 51 inch of length between the sleeves. That is the key specification that makes this a Rackable Easy Curl Bar, where you can use this on a Rogue rack, a Rep rack, a Suranax rack, because the space between the sleeves is 51. That typically accommodates most racks at 47 to 49 inches in width on the outside of the uprights. You can have this bar in your J-cups on your rack and load the sleeves without having to lift it and maneuver it around, and make sure that you have it all in one place for ease and convenience. It's something that I basically resisted for quite some time, as my last video about an easy curl bar. There are many reasons, and I'm going to cover a few of those. You want to choose equipment or use equipment that makes that experience better for you. A Rackable Easy Curl Bar can accomplish that in a number of ways. First, let's talk about safety, because I know a lot of people hit me on the head for that last video. Oh, this is a disaster waiting to happen. But the truth is, in all my time using that Easy Curl Bar in this gym, over 2 years now, I never once had any accidents. That's not to say that that kind of incident won't happen and you won't one day regret not having a Rackable Easy Curl Bar. So to that end, I gave in, I caved, and I ended up getting this. So what made this appealing to me? Well, I was able to actually hold this bar in my hand. Now, I had held a few other bars in there, and this was one that I kind of liked, even though I wasn't fully set on the Rackable aspect at that moment. But the bar itself felt fantastic. The nice thing is that this also has a 30mm shaft, which is a nice grip for the hands, and it was a solid, nice feeling piece of equipment that I really just kind of gravitated to. So I regretted not making the purchase on site at that moment because I still wasn't sold, but eventually I did regret that decision. Once Black Friday came around, I had another opportunity to grab this at a sale price. I jumped on it, and I have no regrets. I do want to make a quick mention that this is not a sponsored video, but I am an affiliate of Rep Fitness, and that's for good reason, because I appreciate and own a lot of their equipment. I'll never recommend something that's not good enough for my own home gym. That being said, if you appreciate this review or any other of my reviews that help you make decisions for your own home gym, I'd appreciate using the affiliate link. That way I can continue to bring you more content like this in the future. So let me start by really covering the basic specifications of this bar. As I mentioned, 74-inch from length to length. Fully stainless steel shaft and sleeves. The sleeves, by the way, are a loadable 10-inch area of the sleeve, which is nice, and that's a little bit more than most curl bars, like my X-Mark Curl Bar, which has about a 6 to 7-inch loadable sleeve. It's a 30mm shaft, and Rep says that this knurling is a medium-based knurling. And I guess I would agree, it is not necessarily passive, so I won't say sharp at all. It has a nice crispness to it. So again, not aggressive, but a little bit better than passive if you ask me. Certainly much better than what's on my X-Mark Curl Bar. It does have a really comfortable bend position to it, whether you want to use a close grip like this or the wider grip, either way. And it has the bend, so if you're doing something like skull crushers and you have this little bit of a gap can encompass the forehead, so you're not really banging yourself to death like you would with a straight bar. Very clean stainless steel design. I will say that although the sleeves are very polished and smooth, and so is most of the bar, with the exception of the knurling, right after the bends, this part of the stainless steel gets a little bit rough, but they definitely didn't take any time to basically smooth or polish this area of the stainless shaft, and that's okay. I just want to note that so that you would know what to expect should you get your hands on one of these. The nice thing about this is it's a very strong bar. For the hard chrome one, you get 190K tensile strength, but for the stainless steel bar, 200K tensile strength, which is pretty cool. This is a 35-pound curl bar, and that is due in fact to the length at 74 inches. So what are the benefits of a Rackable Easy Curl Bar? Well, as I said, to be able to load and unload weight plates while the bar is sitting in J-cups on your rack. But that's not the only reason. The other benefit is to be able to get better into position more comfortably without taking some of the risks that some people bang me on the head for using a regular easy curl bar inside of a rack. I already had a habit of sitting it on some of my safeties. You could do it, but there is a risk. So with this Rackable easy curl bar, you don't inherit that risk. You're able to do everything safely, whether it's loading and unloading plates or getting into position for skull crushers or anything else. That is definitely the benefit, and that's the one key thing that I decided I wanted to go with, because even though I was already in the habit of using the shorter easy curl bar in this rack, I knew that inevitably the time might come where there was a mistake made and I could potentially get injured. The care and deliberation that I took in making my movements with that bar do take some time. I want to be able to just load and unload the bar and get into position and be able to do so with a bench like for skull crushers and not have to kind of really finagle my way in. All you really need is one distraction to potentially make a mistake that you regret. That's done. Let's talk about practicality and use. Like I said, this is a 35-pound bar. So for me, all I have to do is add two 10-pound plates on this bar, and I'm already at 55 for my starting weight for curls. For skull crushers, the same thing. They're accessory movements for the most part for powerlifting. This weight is great, and as I said, at 200K tensile strength for this stainless steel bar, you could really load this up to your heart's content with 10-inch loadable sleeves. This is definitely a nice addition to my gym. I'm really happy to have it. I love the look, and I'll tell you, I love the feel. And I'll try to show some close-up images of the knurl so you can get an idea of what that looks like. But when you do look at it, you'll see that it's smooth from the shaft to the knurling. They're not raised by the machine in any way, shape, or form. Now, I do want to talk about the width of the knurling, because this is not a lot. Most people will look at that and say, yeah, that's not a lot of knurling at all. And the fact is, if you look at my hands, which are wide, it doesn't even span the width of my whole hand. The key factor is once you close your hand, look at where it's at. All fingertips are on the knurling. So you always have grip at the tips of your finger while you're using this bar, whether it's with lightweight or heavyweight. So I do think this width of knurling at probably about 3 inches, 3.5 inches is completely adequate. And I will say, in terms of fit and finish, this bar is cleanly done. It has a nice aesthetic to it with that stainless steel finish. As I said, the sleeves are nice and smooth. They do not have ridges, and the stainless steel itself is rather smooth, like it was polished at some point. In terms of aesthetics, a beautiful bar. Really pristine, smooth finish throughout. Stainless, as I said, from end to end. Very classy bar, and I know in terms of maintenance, this is going to be low maintenance rather than high upkeep. And I really appreciate equipment. Even if it costs more, I'm willing to pay the extra price for low maintenance equipment, because it should be that the equipment or product is working for you rather than the other way around. Although I do have a dehumidifier in the gym, I know at some point there could be a situation that creates extra moisture in here that I'm not expecting, and I know that this bar is going to be okay. I won't have to fret. I won't have to put a lot of time and effort into maintaining it. So what's the bottom line on this beautiful bar? Is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. And that's why I spent the money on it. Sale price or not, it is definitely worth it. Low maintenance too. That's another key with the stainless factor. Or if you get the hard chrome, it would be pretty much the same. And that's what I love about this stainless bar. So something I neglected to mention so far about the stainless steel finish that really excites me, and that goes hand in hand with the low maintenance aspect I already talked about, is the durability of a stainless steel finish. Now I have here my pride and joy Kabuki Next Gen Power Bar, which is a Cerakote white with black nickel sleeves. The scratch that I put into my Cerakote bar here. Now, one would think Cerakote is pretty durable, and for the most part it is. But I made a mistake of laying my other Olympic bar against this bar, and the ridges on the sleeve of that bar slid slightly or delicately along this part of the shaft, erasing a bit of the Cerakote from the bar. It barely touched, to be honest, but that is hard chrome with ridges against Cerakote, so that's what durability of Cerakote looks like in reality when it comes into contact with another hard surface. The excitement level for the stainless steel is partly due to the fact that I know I no longer have to worry about the finish on this bar ever being affected like this, because this is pretty sad in my opinion. That's never going to be the case for this. Stainless steel, of course, could likely get scratched with the right type of contact for basic everyday contact. Never going to have to worry about it. So that's another thing that really excites me about this in terms of low maintenance, in terms of durability, and the finish looking like this pretty much throughout its life. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this awesome bar. Definitely worth it in my opinion. If you're considering one, I definitely say go for it. You won't have regrets. This is a premium bar. Forget the fact that it's an import. Forget that it's a rep bar. It's a premium bar. You hold it in your hands, you have it in your gym, you hang it up somewhere, it's going to be obvious that this is a premium bar. So don't let the import factor fool you into thinking you're not getting quality, because that just wouldn't be correct. That's all I have to say. I try to be as thorough as possible, but if I forgot to answer any of your questions or covered any detail that you might be interested in, please drop a comment in the comment section below. I'm always happy to answer those questions. Time for me to get to my workout. As always, I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.